What just happened? I still don't really know. I'm still wrapping my head around this as we speak.
Wagon.
Perhaps a wagon.
Home wagon?
A coach bump ruiner. A mullet magic event. I don't know, but thank you all so much for tuning into the PHNX Coyotes post-game show presented by Four Peaks. Sports aren't the same without a Four Peaks in hand. Don't forget Petey. We got Danielle behind the Mac. Craig's calling in for Mullett shortly. This game went from one game to another game in a very short span. What just happened?
This team has struggled to come back from a deficit all season long. And they haven't been able to battle back like they did a year ago. This is something they needed to add to their bag of tricks. A comeback win.
Bag of tricks?
Bag of tricks, yeah.
Much like the Mullett edition coming later. Hit the like button.
But for them to come back after being down 3-0 was impressive. This game, I think maybe Ottawa was the first 10 minutes, and then the next 50 was Coyotes. I mean, I thought the Coyotes played really well. I thought they had the better of the chances. They had the better of the looks. On the goaltender. It's just unfortunate that they didn't defend well for the first 10 minutes again. And I feel bad for Ingram because he got hung out to dry for a team that didn't defend at all. But having said that, the ability for this team to come back, and it was just a list of players like, oh, look at this guy, look at that guy. Like, wow, this is an impressive win for this team. They get the 3 games at home, and it puts them in a really good spot before they head to San Jose on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, this game was crazy. I actually think, and so did Craig and a lot of people, because I was at the first 2 periods of the game, the Coyotes actually looked pretty good in the first. Like, they had the better opportunities as far as scoring chances. Arizona had 7 in the first period. Ottawa had 3, and the unfortunate part is all 3 went in. Mm-hmm. A couple of them were Ingram's fault. Like, the first goal was a crazy deflection, can we just take 1 second? Angus Crookshank is not a real name. That is a made-up human being. That is a Harry Potter character. Yeah.
That is a Harry Potter character.
Well, Crookshank is the name of Hermione's cat.
Oh, I didn't.
Angus Crookshank, and he scores his first NHL goal tonight. I literally looked at his name. I said, that's not a real person. He scores. That's just a quick aside. But that first one was a crazy redirection. And you know what? It's not all Connor Ingram's fault, but Bear made the decision after they were down 3-0 to pull Ingram. And you know what? Veggie had a perfect game after that. He was solid in net. And you know, if you're going to give your team a chance to come back and win like the Coyotes did, they needed him to be solid, and he was. That's not the whole reason that they won, but it's just one of the contributing factors.
Yeah, and you look at what happened in the goaltending too. Again, I'm going to say this: the team didn't defend well in front of Ingram. I'm going to make that point very clear. That tip, 2 of the 3 are tipped. Defense got to get under sticks. Defense got to get guys out of the blue paint. They didn't do that. Not Ingram's fault. But with Vejmelka, luckily he got into that last game. And he played extremely well, gets a shutout, gets his confidence back, kind of got a little mojo, feels good about his game again. So when they throw him in tonight, it's like, okay, I got this. And I think that it's just the timing has been right, and got to give it to Coach Andre Tournier that he's managing the goalies somewhat properly right now. Like, you got to look at Veggie was good. And the one thing we've said about Veggie, when he's sliding around, but today he wasn't doing that. He stayed compact in the blue paint. He was tight. Pucks hit him, and he looked really, really strong today. He was good. He got the shutout the other night, but I think he looked better tonight. Yeah, I really like the way he looked tonight. More confidence. Exactly. So I'd assume he goes Thursday. You would assume he plays Thursday, and then just like Bear said, that they're going to get stretches where Veggie's going to take over, and Veggie's going to be the guy, and that might be the case after tonight. Yeah, well, there's still so much to talk about in this game, but let's get started with the numbers.
presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Shots on goal. The Coyotes outshot the Senators in this game, 38-21. 0 for 2 on the power play, which I know we'll want to talk about a little bit later. Sens were 1 for 2 on theirs. Block shots, the Senators had 19. The Coyotes had 12. Shot attempts, oh my goodness. The Coyotes had 72. Ottawa had 47 shot attempps.
Yeah, this is, first of all, the Coyotes need to shoot more. And I think this is what you want to see from it. You're playing with the team at the bottom of the standings in the Eastern Conference. You need to get pucks at the net. The goals they scored against Ottawa were off rebounds. All of them were pucks thrown at the net, rebound, goal. And then you look at the last goal, like Kesselring is off a skate. So you got to get pucks at the net. And I think what this showed tonight is they have the ability to do that. They need to continue to do that. Stop deferring on the shots. When you're in a shooting position, shoot. And even if it doesn't create a goal, like Micheli's goes off the goalie's pad, but creates a goal. Mm-hmm. And I think they just need to shoot more. The one concern I have on the numbers, when we talk about by the numbers, was the power play.
Yeah.
You know, the power play now, that's 5 out of 6 games now that the power play hasn't been able to score a goal. They get 2 against Pittsburgh when the power play was able to get on the board. It's a concern. And they're going to have to find a way to get and score and create opportunities, or at least momentum when they have the man advantage. And I don't
the power play, I mean, it did not inspire much for anyone watching it tonight. And, you know, Sean Durzi looking on from the crowd. We'll talk more about Sean Durzi's timeline when Craig comes on. But there is kind of a little bit of a correlation there. I mean, he drives that first power play. You know, Keller had the goal tonight, but Schmaltz has been quiet. This was now his 7th straight game without a point. You know, again, just want to reiterate that he did have some sort of injury that I don't know if he's playing through it or what, but not to make excuses, but it is what it is. But despite the power play not succeeding, the Coyotes stepped up when they needed to step up. And after that first period where you walked away thinking the Coyotes actually were the better team a lot of that period, it felt like 3-0 is a really hard lead to come back from.
Yeah.
3-0 is. We kept saying, you know, if it was 2-0, I could see it coming back. Craig and I were upstairs at Mullett Arena, and Bill Armstrong walks in, and he goes, this one feels like a game that they can come back in. And he was right.
He was right. That's why he's the GM and you
yeah, exactly. And once Jacques McBain scores in the second period and they go into the third only down by 2, and you're at home, it's Mullett magic, you feel like it's possible. And they did, and they committed. And I'm impressed because, like you mentioned before, we've seen so many games where they don't play a good third period. They don't storm back. They've given up leads. Yeah. This was the opposite of that. And it was so good to see because even though they played well to start, 3-0 after 1, it's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see who was the catalyst on the bench or in the locker room, because you could see after that third one went in, you're down 3-0 in the first. It just deflates a team. Like you just go, oh no, like this isn't meant to be. Let's get ready for the next game, and somebody pulled them out of it. And I don't know who was the catalyst on the bench or in the locker room that said, hey, we're in this game, because they played like it from there. They I think. They got their mojo back, and it looked like a Coyotes team that we saw last year. Even when they were down, you felt like this team could always come back. And I think that's one of the trademarks of an Andre Tourigny team is they're never out of it. And it's very encouraging that if you want to continue to talk playoffs, and we can, because as of right this second on December 19th, they're in a playoff spot again. And if you want to get to the playoffs, you need to find different ways to win. And today's a comeback win against a team that you should beat. And give it to the Coyotes. That was a really big win. Huge
win. And it comes back again to depth of scoring. Jacques McBain, he was out of the lineup for a significant amount of time. It's his, I think, second or third game back. He scores his 5th of the season. Then you go down the lineup. JJ Moser. 2 defensemen scored goals. JJ Moser, Michael Kesselring. As you mentioned, Moser's was the rebound off Micheli's shot. And then Clayton Keller doing what he needs to do, scoring goals and gets it done. And then, Michael Kesselring with the game-winning goal. So just an insane effort from top to bottom. That third period, just unreal. Like,
I would have liked to have been in the Mullett. You were there for the first two. Unfortunately, you weren't there for the third. I can't imagine.
Fortunately for everyone, because me leaving, like, they scored 3 goals.
Maybe it was your fault.
Listen.
Thanks, Shelby, for yelling shoot, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of people yelling shoot. We appreciate it because it seemed to work.
Whatever it is, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're excited and getting this out of our system today because I know on Thursday this energy level will
you mean
difficult.
when it'll be 11:30 p.m. when we start the post-game show? Because it's an 8:30 start? You mean that?
Yeah.
Petey, 2 people that you've walked and talked with this season had goals tonight. JJ Moser and Michael Kesselring. Michael
Kesselring had previous to walking and talking. Michael Kesselring had how many goals in the National Hockey League history?
0.
Now he has 2.
And this one, a game winner.
Huge game winner. Huge, Michael Kesselring.
And for that reason, he's tonight's desert dog. He's got that desert dog in him. Michael Kesselring, the game-winning goal.
There he is.
Awesome to see.
On the heels of the tutelage of Jason Demers. Michael Kesselring gets his 2nd of the season, and that's the game-winning goal. I tell you what, though, he has a little bit of offensive upside. You saw him tonight, not just on the goal, but there were a few times where he came in off of the blue line, and he kept the puck in the offensive zone. He made pucks towards the net. How many shot attempts did he end up with? Michael Kesselring, 4 shot attempts, 3 on net. That's fantastic. He's getting more confidence with the puck. I still, JD, if you're listening, because I'm sure you are on the East Coast and you're dialed in, still like to see him defend a little better. And we go back to the first goal, the tip that was about at the hash marks. That might have been his guy. And he should have been right next to him lifting his stick. Shh. I won't tell if you don't. but he for a guy of his size and his ability to skate, I will want to see him gain the confidence to be a little more physically engaged from the blue line and defensively. It's great to see the offensive upside, and Michael Kesselring deserves to be the dog in him because you know what? He keeps plugging. He sat out in the Boston game back in the town where he went to school, and a lot of relatives there, and unfortunately that he didn't get a play, but since then he's got 2 goals. So yay.
By the way, sorry about the spelling error, just misname. And it's so funny because I caught a different typo in the original one, but not that one. But that's okay.
No, boy, we were not expecting a win today.
Nobody was expecting the win. Danielle was so prepared for the loss.
I had everything set for the loss. And
was it Kesselring?
It said Connor Ingram.
Yeah, it did say Connor Ingram.
But it was Kesselring.
Kesselring's picture.
Yeah.
I got the picture right.
Yeah.
But
he saved the game like Connor Ingram makes the save. You know what? HK.
I'm going with it.
It's a win. It's fine. I think another nominee for the dog in him could be the Mullett Magician, who, again, we will hear from a little bit later, but you have to give the thumbs up. We're at 55 likes. Let's get to at least 75 for the Magician. I saw him working on some new tricks.
Yeah, I was not in the room at the time when you were watching him practice. And Leah came to me afterwards, and I've never seen or heard her say this after watching the Magician. She said, "How did he do that?" I'm not making that up.
That is a true story.
Absolutely true. So we're not sure which trick he has for us tonight, though. It's kind of a grab bag, so I don't know.
So the Mullett magic is alive and well.
It's real.
Because with the win tonight, the Coyotes matched their 3rd best 16-game start at home in Arizona franchise history. They 1998-99, they went 11-3-2 in their first 16. 01-02, they went 11-4-1. 09-10, they went 11-5, and this year they're now 11-5 at home.
That's unreal.
So
that's impressive.
I mean, 09-10 is the last time
and
they
those
did
are
that.
some teams
That's 14
when you
years
look at
ago.
those first 2 teams you're talking about, those early years, those were teams that was a 105-point season. Like there were some really good teams there. Wow, that's impressive. And we said coming into the season, if they want to make the playoffs, continue to have Mullett magic and get those wins at home like they did a year ago, but they have to be 500 on the road, and they weren't a year ago, and they are now, and that's why they're in a playoff spot. And we're talking about playoffs. You know who's not talking about playoffs right now?
Who?
The Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, the vibes are great out there.
Not electric of the Suns crew watching the game.
What is that score? Oh, they are down by I can't
7.
do math.
That's
okay,
7.
There you go.
That's not good. But the Coyotes won.
The Coyotes
literally
won again.
When can we start calling them
game.
a wagon? And I think it should be WAGGIN. I agree with that spelling. I've seen it here. like the tail. Are they a wagon yet? Not quite.
They're not quite, but like winning 3 straight
at home.
Yeah, 3 straight at home.
If they beat the Avs, because the Avs, they got the Avalanche twice in the next 2 weeks. I think if you can beat the Avs, we can start labeling it a wagon. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, good.
Let's get this thing rolling. Let's go on another 5-game win streak for
Love
the
it.
Yotes. Why not?
They got 3. Let's do 5.
Why freaking not? And I'm gonna celebrate by buying some Shady Rays.
I didn't know what you were gonna buy, but Shady Rays is as good as anything.
Listen. Great holiday gift.
Fantastic.
I keep saying it, but I'm gonna stay on this because if you're scrambling, it's December 19th, just so you know, you have 6 days. If you're scrambling for a last minute present, Shady Rays, great gift, especially for people if you're local here in Arizona. Everybody needs sunglasses. They're affordable, they're stylish, they come in so many different colors, they're durable, they stand by their product. So if you get the wrong color or style for someone, they can easily exchange them. And right now, exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. You can go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Petey, this game has our heart rates up so high. We might need to chill out when we get home.
Some wink.
Yeah.
And I we know it's my social drink of choice. We had the Coyotes. Wrong.
The
PHNX holiday party.
Wrong
the
job.
Other night. Wrong job. The PHNX holiday party, and unusual for a holiday party that there were cannabis infused drinks available, and Wink was there, and I winked.
You definitely did.
I did not have alcohol. I went and I winked.
Yeah.
And so I highly recommend, not just for the flavor, which is outstanding, but 0 carbs, 0 calories, and just a wink of THC and CBD. My social drink of choice is Wink.
Check it out. You can buy them online in 12, 24, and variety packs right now and use promo code PHNX for an additional, get ready.
How much?
50% off
50?
Your total order. Again, 12, 24, and variety packs, code PHNX for an additional 50% off your total order. Check it out. All right, lots of discussion right now. Where were you going to go?
I want to go I just looking over stats, and something interesting happened in the game tonight. So we were talking about the team shooting. Do you know every player on the ice, except the 2 goalies, everyone but 1 player had a shot on goal today?
Wow.
That's amazing. And you know who that 1 player is?
It's your Minnesota man crush, Nick Bukestad.
Nick Bukestad coming in with 0 shots on goal. Because I was looking at some of the shots on goal. Because I was looking at Michael Kesselring with 3, Schmaltz with 3, Keller with 3,
4,
Zucker with 4, Cooley, Moser both with 3, Matthias Michelli with 3. Like, there's so many guys that have 3 shots on goal. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we're used to the Coyotes shooting a lot. So,
good.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for yelling.
And see what happens when you get shots on net.
It works. And you go back and look at those goals tonight. They were all created from a shot and then a rebound. It was not the original shot that goes in. It was something else that created the goal. So shoot.
And that's how Ottawa scored their goals, too. That was a perfect example of why you want to shoot.
People and pucks to the net, make it simple.
Exactly. Well, that's looking at the Coyote stat line. We can scroll over to the Sens, and there's a lot of discussion right now about Jakob Chychrun in the chat. Jakob Chychrun. I don't know if you recall, he sat for trade-related reasons a lot last season and then got traded to the Ottawa Senators. He wanted to go to a winning team, and now his team's in last place in the East. So sorry, Jacob, but I will say, we've talked about this a lot over the last couple of days. They didn't do a video tribute for him. They did a little message for him, like, we like to welcome back former Coyote Jakob Chychrun. Yeah, and they did it not during a commercial break. They did it like at a whistle, so it felt very fast. Which that I don't mind the not video thing, like whatever, because maybe it's a little overdone. But he was there for a long time.
Drafted by a team in the first round, there for 6.5 seasons.
I would have done a video if I were in charge.
I would have done a video too.
The good news is there were no boos. He got cheered. Lots of claps. So
how about that? Blatantly outside. Chychrun was a solid.
That's where I was
-3.
gonna go with this. So Jakob Chychrun -3 tonight. His team gives up a 3-goal lead and loses. So maybe not the homecoming that Jakob Chychrun envisioned, However, he did not get booed, and I highly, highly recommend reading Craig's story at gophnx.com. He spoke to Chick today, actually, and got a really emotional, vulnerable response from Chychrun. It's a phenomenal read, so check it out. Again, gophnx.com, because it really...
They were talking about it on the radio broadcast tonight, too.
Oh, really?
The read, yeah. Both Luke and Bob were talking about the read today.
Yeah.
And it showed the human emotions of a Jakob Chychrun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still glad he lost.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean,
sorry.
Same. I was thinking, oh no, he's gonna come in and win. The Senators fired their head coach yesterday. Every team that fires their head coach somehow wins the next game. Until now, let's pull up the graphic. New coach bump or not?
Or not.
Edmonton fires their coach, wins first game 4-1 against the Islanders. Minnesota fires their coach, wins next game 3-1 against the Blues. Blues fire their coach, wins 4-2 against the Senators. Okay, also, do you detect the little snake here?
I saw the pattern, yeah.
Ottawa fires their coach, loses 4-3 to Arizona. Lucky, because Craig and I were looking at this earlier going, Minnesota beat St. Louis, and then St. Louis beat Ottawa, and then is Arizona next? No, because Bear is here to stay.
And it's over. The streak
is over. So new coach bump, never heard of it.
But that's what I said about this coach, too. He's 71, and I'm not... It's not ageism. It's just philosophies of old-time hockey. You have to be able to change with the times, and I don't know if Jacques Martin is the guy that can do that. I'm just shocked. They're saying it's interim, so I guess I will give them a little bit of time to make that decision. He doesn't fit. This team they're in last place. They're not going anywhere, which is really, it's too bad because they got some offensive kids there that are going to be something. We talked about the offense of Jakob Chychrun. He had one shot on goal. Not tonight.
Joshua said, Armstrong said a playoff team is a team that could come back from behind to win. This was against a lower level team, but it's a clear step in the right direction.
Couldn't agree
more. And Petey said multiple times coming into this game, this is a must win. Yeah. You said that.
And for a lot of reasons, because you're going to lose games. You're going to lose games to Boston. You're going to lose games to Colorado and Vegas. So you have to beat Ottawa. You have to.
Yeah.
And this team is not kidding themselves thinking they're in the top tier of the NHL right now. They're not going to win the Central this year. I mean, is that something that can happen down the road? Maybe, but it's not this year. If they're getting in the playoffs, they're going to squeak in. They know it. Bill Armstrong said he doesn't even know if there's the playoff team yet. And so they're going to squeak in. They have to beat the teams below them in the standings, period. Yeah. Especially when you're at home.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was a huge character win. This was a win that, maybe 10 games ago, I don't know if they could have pulled off. So I don't know what it was tonight,
but it's good. Again, now they've got that. Now they know that.
Yeah.
Confidence is a magical thing in sports. And now that they believe, God, I've used that. Those really
Look, every time you say magic, he appears begging for a like.
It was not intentional, but now they believe. And we've been down 3 goals. We've been down 2 goals in the third period. It's exciting to watch a team that might have a chance to get into the playoffs. In the third year of doing this, Leah, there is no way in hell that I thought we'd be talking playoffs by December. You would have told my earlier self this, I would have said no. And Nikita Kucherov,
the leader, the league leader in points, chimes in. Cooley currently on pace for a better age 19 season than Jack Hughes. Just saying. Well, he got an assist tonight. He continues to rack up assists. I think he's 3rd in rookie assists right now. But would still like to see him score some goals.
Still like to see him break through. And you know what? He's probably right where he should be. He's playing with Zucker and O'Brien.
Noted goal scorer Liam O'Brien.
And you know what?
That's not even sarcastic because he had an amazing goal the other night.
And he played 13 minutes. Bedard's playing 20.
Yeah.
He's playing 13 and still putting up those kind of numbers.
All right, well, let's bring him in. Craig Morgan, who looked at me after the first period and said, this one's over. And then what happened?
I did. It's true. Wow, I'm being stabbed by Cody. I got to back up a little bit here. All right. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this one other than hockey's a crazy game because the Coyotes were just snake bitten in this game. I thought they were outplaying Ottawa for long stretches this game. They outchanced them more than 2-1 in this game, but they just couldn't find the back of the net. Ottawa gets 3 chances in the first period. They're all in the net, and Connor Ingram's out of the game. It just felt like one of those nights, and for most of the second period, they couldn't get it, and then all of a sudden, Jack McBain gets one, and You saw the Coyotes in the third period. They were all over them in the third period. What a homestand, guys. 3-0 on this homestand I know it's way too early to be talking about this, but in a solid playoff position right now. This team is feeling it right now, especially in this building. It is crazy to witness. That was a fun game to watch. These are the kinds of games that remind me why I love this sport so much.
Yeah, and it's nice to be on the winning side of it because I feel like far too often going from the second to the third.
Yeah, I mean, they just felt like somebody asked Andre when they flipped the switch, and he said at 7 p.m. He said, I felt we were playing well from the start. They just got a couple breaks, but he liked their game throughout the night. They stayed with it. They kept coming at him, and finally pucks went in. But he didn't mind their game other than a few mistakes in the first period. And I agreed with him. They felt like they were right there the whole game. And man, when they got that second goal, guys, you could almost feel it with Ottawa, right? With the situation they're in right now. For a little while, they're like, okay, the coaching bump is real. But when the Coyotes started coming at them, this looked like a fragile team, and they just kind of caved a bit. They were just defending that entire third period.
Yeah, the only thing, Craig, I agree. I think this was a strong effort, and it was something we haven't seen them do. Come back from a 2-goal deficit in the third period. The first 10 minutes for me, with Ingram in net, I thought their defending was poor again. I thought that second goal, they had two Ottawa Senators in the blue paint by themselves with no one around. And I'm going, how the hell did this happen? And you started to back up and watch it. And it's just this team, again, if you want to compete with the really, really good teams, you have to defend the blue paint and between the hash marks. You have to defend your house better. And I know they got away with it tonight because it was the Ottawa Senators. You do that against the Colorado Avalanche, you're going to be in trouble. Yeah. So I want to see them tighten that part of their game up. But beyond that, I thought they were skating well. I thought they're moving well. And they did something that they haven't done in a long time, is throw pucks at the net from everywhere.
They had a lot of shots.
They did. Funny thing, I went up to Leah saw me eating my box dinner tonight.
I know.
With his cloth napkin.
Cloth napkin, bougie.
In the media lab, yes, thank you. I figured that would come up at some point, so let's get it out of the way. But Bill Armstrong walks in, and he says, let's just let them exhaust themselves. He's talking about the Senators.
Yeah, he did say that. I said that he said it felt like a game the Coyotes were going to come back in, but I forgot about that line. So glad you brought that up.
And as he's coming up, you guys know where we stand after the game. So outside in that little open area between the dressing rooms, between the annex and the arena, he walks out, and all he does, he looks over at me and goes, told you. That was it.
It is so much better for him when the team wins. Like, I don't know, the roller coaster he must be on. The up and the down. So I'm happy for him. And, maybe the Christmas show was lucky. Maybe that was part of the vibe. I don't know.
We were complaining about this team not being able to string together 2 wins or 2 losses. We weren't complaining about the latter, but, it was like win one, lose one all season. And now suddenly they're on these wild swings where they win a bunch of games in a row, then they lose a bunch of games in a row, then they win a bunch of games in a row. I don't know. I don't know what to think right now, but enjoy the ride, I guess. Just, they are really good in this building.
It's better than 2 seasons ago when they lost 10 games to start the season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Columbus Cannon. Who can forget? Certainly not me.
No, because now we've brought it up 2 days in a row. Oh my gosh. Craig, couple notes. Tonight, the roster freeze goes into effect at midnight, and then there will be no roster moves during Christmas break until I think the 28th, the morning of the 28th. Any roster moves imminent for the Yotes in the next 2 hours?
We're not going to see any trades or anything like that. I can confirm that. We may see they may send a guy down. We'll see about that. But yeah, there's not going to be anything major happening with the Coyotes roster before the freeze. So you can go to bed and not worry about that.
There you go. Next question. We saw Sean Durzi watching this game from the Devil Deck. Petey, kind of lamented about the power play lately, just not having much success. He's a huge part of that first power play unit. He's been skating, but not in the lineup. Do you have any update on Sean Durzi?
Yeah, I suspect he's going to be back for the next game in San Jose. So I think he got himself to the point where he's going to be ready for that game, and he'll be in the lineup. So that will help as well. Of course, they're still missing Barrett Hayton, but you get most of your guys back at this point, and Travis Boyd obviously is out too, but that'll help a lot, especially on the power play. We saw what Sean Dorsey could mean to that unit earlier in the season.
Next thing, we're just going down the list. We already talked about Jakob Chychrun a little bit. We talked about your story today. He was a -3 tonight. He didn't get a video tribute, but he did get a little shout out. No boos to be heard. I don't know how closely you watched Chychrun tonight, if you had an opinion on his game or just the situation as a whole.
I don't know if he was nervous. Oh, I know he was nervous. He told me he was nervous coming into this game. I thought he played a little nervous tonight. You mentioned he's a -3. I don't know that you'd look at the goals and say, oh, that's Jakob Chychrun's fault, but he didn't have much of an impact on this game. I guess that's what I'd say. And I wondered if, all those nerves and all those emotions were preying on him a little bit tonight. Guys I don't want to say how long because then you guys will make an age joke about me. But in all the time that I have covered professional sports, I have not had a player break down in tears while talking about whatever subject it was, like Jakob Chychrun did today. It was pretty clear that he was emotional coming back to Arizona, that this meant a lot to him. I even saw him when they announced it, when they acknowledged him, he looked up wondering what was going to happen. And he told me he wondered what was going to happen. I wouldn't say it was a rousing applause for him, but there were a lot of cheers and there were no boos. So at least he can rest assured knowing that nobody was going to boo him.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting though, because I look at his game tonight, and I agree, Craig. I'm sure he had nerves going through him. He's playing against his friends. I think, face it, he was 18 years old when this team drafted him, and he put the skates on for the first time for the Coyotes. He was 18 years old. I mean, he's a kid when he played here for the first time, and he played here for 6.5 years, and it's definitely a huge part of his NHL career. But you look at the player that broke out that one year that was amazing, and the Norris Trophy talk for a Jakob Chychrun, and since that time, and he got injured again, that offensive side is kind of it's kind of been a roller coaster for him, that ups and downs, and it just hasn't caught on like I think that they'd hope he would have. And tonight we said he had one shot on goal, and I think he's had goals this season. He delivers the puck extremely hard, but I don't know if he's on that upper tier of the top 10 defensemen in the league right now in scoring. I don't know if that's who he is anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know he's top 15, or he was coming into tonight in points, but you're right. I mean, sometimes those goal scoring things, he does have a great shot, but goal scoring by a defenseman's a fickle thing. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to see that player again. Listen, I think with the way he's producing, though, if he can keep doing that as a second pair guy, I think Ottawa will be pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. Situation. And you know what? He's still a big physical kid, and he can still separate guys from the puck, and he still does a lot of things really well. But you go back to his time here in Arizona. Like there were times like he was the next one. He was the next captain of this team. It's at one point. I remember saying that I would think he's the captain. And yeah, it's this is an important part of his hockey development here. There's no doubt about it. And you say what you want to about Arizona, and I know that the comments about winning, people like playing here. It's a beautiful place to play. He said he's still got a house here. So yeah, I do feel for the kid. I do feel for him, because I think of all things being equal, I think he'd still like to be here.
Yeah,
but they're not.
Now he gets to eat pierogies at his family Christmas.
That's fair.
Yeah. Fun stories. That's a cool angle to it, with so many family members in the Ottawa area. That was a fun chat with him today.
Speaking of family, Keith Tkachuk was at the game to watch his son Brady, and it was a really funny moment when Brady Tkachuk and Matt Dumba dropped the gloves, and I'm just staring, looking over at Keith Tkachuk and his wife and daughter reacting. They're like, "Go Brady!" It was really funny. Kind of a strange fight, but cool to see Keith Tkachuk in the building. We did get the chance to talk to him, which we will show here in a little bit. Caught up with him. He's a legend for sure.
Yes, he is.
Said he was saying hi to Stan and
Stan and Walt.
Yeah, Stan brought the whole crew up at practice yesterday to say hello to him. That's cool though. I mean, Petey, you were around for that. Walt was the guy that got that whole sort of trend of taking care of the trainers started here, right? Nobody took better care of Stan Wilson and the trainers than Keith Tkachuk did. So they are very close.
No, but he was a captain's captain. He was players Players listen. Like captains, I know there isn't one on this team, but there are leaders and there are leaders. But this guy, when Keith Tkachuk said something, man, ask Shane Doan, because Shane Doan was just breaking into the league when Keith was a captain. And Danny Briere too, and like Keith scared guys. Like he was a big, physical, loud guy, and you never were sure if he was kidding or not kidding. So you better do what he said. Like he was a hell of a captain and unbelievable hockey player, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to say it again and again. I'm going to beat that drum every chance I get. I can't believe he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I'll beat it when you're not beating it. I completely agree. And what a room that was, by the way, with Keith Tkachuk and Jeremy Roenick. Ginormous personalities at the same time. That was a wild room. I've never seen anything like that since.
Absolutely. Stick around for the catch up with Keith Tkachuk. But Craig, while you're here, we hit our like threshold that I asked for.
All right.
Working on new material. Craig reported on his whereabouts. He was driving away.
He left.
Head down, dejected, thinking they might not see me until after Christmas. This is the last home game until after the holiday. When were we going to get to see him next? But wait, he made a U-turn. He came back. And this is what we got. So let's take a look at today's trick from the Mullet Magician.
The Coyotes do it again and win at home. It's time for more mullet magic. We take the solo cups and we lift them. There is nothing in the cups. We go and we say the magic words, abracadabra, abracadabra, and we take the cups. Oh, and we now have Kilt Lifter, the magic of 4 Peaks. It's a magic.
How does he do it?
Those cups were empty, and then next thing you know, they have Kilt Lifter. That is magic. The magic
He's
Kilt
amazing.
Lifter. The magic
He's
of
just
4 Peaks.
He's amazing. How long do you think we're going to be able to keep the Mullet Magician before he moves on to bigger things? I'm expecting him to be performing at a casino in Vegas very soon now.
You know what? I keep hoping, like, I've talked to him, and Gary Bettman sees the show that he's talking about maybe performing at the All-Star game. No one asked him to. He's just going to go do it. He's run out on
the street.
Yeah.
Just in downtown Toronto.
No one asked him. He's going. Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, good grief.
Lord. All right. Well, Craig, anything else before we let you get going?
No, we don't have a show tomorrow, do we?
We don't.
We don't?
Do they have practice?
They do not.
Okay, can we just give this little anecdote of Craig and Patrick Brown a tear in their eye when the Coyotes go down 3-0?
Yes, because we're both thinking there's a possibility of a day off tomorrow. And as the Coyotes were rallying, listen, there's no cheering in the press box, right? But trust me, I don't root for a team, but I was rooting for a Coyotes win tonight because, as I was saying to Patrick over and over again, Daddy needs a day off. I got it.
Oh.
We're looking forward to this.
Well, get home, drive safe, and enjoy your day tomorrow, Craig. And we'll be right back at it
late on Thursday.
On Thursday night.
Is the game even start? Yeah, it started, but it's late.
Our show will not have started at this time.
I don't know. I still don't know what we're gonna do.
Let's stay in our happy place for a little while. Let's not think about Thursday night yet. Okay.
No, I think we should do shots or something.
Listen, I'm down.
always in for late night shots.
Are we sleeping in the office then? Is that what's happening?
We'll see.
I mean, those recliners recline.
Never say never.
They
never say never.
All right, Craig. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right. Oh, man. The Mullet Magician, I'm just still shook to my core.
I am.
I don't understand. I don't know how he does it.
I don't either.
You know what else sometimes feels magical? When you win money on an AZ lottery scratcher. That feels magical. And I got to say, there's something so satisfying about scratching one of those things. Yes. And when you see the little gift or the little sled and you know that's a win, it feels great.
And
amazing new chip flavors, by the way. I just have to say, phenomenal. You can get a baked good, you can get a drink, but also just fill up on gas. The gas prices are a lot better than they were before. But even so, when you're a member of the Inner Circle, you can save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups when you join the Inner Circle. You also can save 3 cents per gallon every time after that. And there's a lot of free giveaways on the app as well. So you can join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. What?
I'm just reading ahead.
Oh, to what?
To one of your thoughts coming.
Oh, let's just get to it right now.
You have a thought.
I'm going to go on a soapbox. I'm going to be like Craig.
Okay.
I'm going to be like Craig on the soapbox.
Okay.
So if you've ever been to a Coyotes game this season, you know that they do a bunch of bits throughout.
They do bits.
It's all good. And one of the things they do in arena karaoke. Great.
Love it.
Well, it's the same song every time.
No.
Petey. It's Country Road.
No.
Take me home, country road.
Yep.
Every single game. There's 41 home games. You can't find 41 different songs. And the song doesn't even have anything to do with Arizona.
Yep.
If it was standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah, we're all
come on.
Yeah, but Country Roads, this isn't the country. It's not.
It's not.
No.
And so today it comes on and I'm thinking, oh my God,
buddy.
I can't do this. And then I go on Twitter and every tweet on my timeline, why is it this song? Why is it this song? Yes, everyone is sick of it. Look at the chat gets me.
I haven't noticed, but I will now.
You will.
I will not unhear it now.
You will not unhear it. It is painful.
Country Roads.
This is my official proposal to the Arizona Coyotes operations team. Let's try out a new song. Okay. I'll send some suggestions.
Love it.
I don't care if it's
Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, Jimmy Eat World. I don't even care
Arizona.
if it's old. Like if it's old, I like the classic stuff.
Yep.
But let's mix it.
I got friends in low.
That's Petey's go-to
places because I do have friends in low places. but yeah, there are a lot of other fun group karaoke songs that the group could sing.
Jordan Schmaltz, I'm sure, would have many recommendations.
Am I ever going to meet this kid?
Maybe he was at
Jordan
Mullett
Schmaltz?
tonight.
He was?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I know.
Maybe we could do a show together here.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Jordan, it's an open invite, and
Yep.
he knows that.
Open invite.
He wants to come back.
Yep. I'm ready.
All right. Well, what do you say we check in with
Let's
Keith
go.
Tkachuk?
Let's see what Big Walt's got to say.
So we got to catch up with one Keith Tkachuk before tonight's game to hear. He'd never been to Mullett before.
Really?
Tonight. So
that surprised me.
Yeah. So we got to ask him about that and more. So without further ado, here's Keith Tkachuk.
Greg Morgan with PHNX Sports here with Coyotes legend Keith Tkachuk. Walt, first of all, good to see you. What do you think of your first Mullett experience?
Well, I was here yesterday for practice. It's a great spot. It really is. They've done a good job, for the time being. But it's a great college hockey, feel to it. Great arena. So I'm looking forward to watching my first game.
How much do you get to do this? Get out on the road and watch Brady or Matthew?
Well, we're here by default, really, but it just worked out. But I love to see my kids play. I just don't get to do it often while I'm scouting. But we're celebrating my daughter's 21st birthday, so we figured we'd come out, see Shelley Wilson, Stan Wilson, their grandkids, and we got to see Brady play in Vegas, so it's a lot of fun.
I gotta ask, I know your kids basically learned the game through your eyes, right? That was the lens that they went through for a very long time. Do you find yourself still evaluating, coaching, critiquing their games?
Oh, 100%, but I know it's not an easy game. It's hard. You go through a lot of ups and downs. You can't be perfect every night, but I'm proud of them. They've handled themselves really well, both on and off the ice. They play hard. They're good teammates, and they want to win.
Last thing, buddy. I know there have been some hockey families, obviously, that have come through the NHL, but to have 3 players at that level, how do you even explain it?
I don't know. We're blessed. I'm living through my children right now, all 3 of them, not just the boys. My daughter plays field hockey, so now I know what it felt like with my parents going through this. So I love watching them play. It's been a big thrill, and I'm so proud of them, and we're enjoying the ride.
You know what? It's funny because Keith Tkachuk, he competed, and the one thing you could always know is he was giving 100% effort, and it's the same thing with his kids. Like both Matthew and Brady, I tell you what, they're in it.
Yeah,
and they stick up for their teammates. They get hard to the hard areas. They play with a little bite and a little grit, and they compete, and they're just like their dad. It's funny because I don't know who will end up being the best Tkachuk of all time because their dad was pretty darn good. But I tell you what, those 2 boys, they're fun to watch, and I sure would like to see them wear a Kachina jersey one day.
They could be part of the Austin Matthews super team. Basically, it'll just be Team USA, Austin Matthews, Brady and Matthew Tkachuk, Tage Thompson. Yep. It's the return. If you were born and or raised in Arizona, you're coming back.
It's a thing.
It's
yes. Yes, because I want to see those.
That's
guys
that's my wheel of fantasy.
And another
moment.
shout out to Stan and Shelly Wilson too. By the way, he got that in there. Stan and Shelly.
Awesome.
Yes.
So really great to see Keith Tkachuk. Cool to see him
good.
at the Coyotes game, and even though he was there cheering for Brady, it's just,
that's why another
he's a legend.
This team needs an arena so we can get the Ring of Honor back.
Yes.
We get Keith Tkachuk and Jeremy Roenick and all the guys, back up in the rafters.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Keith Tkachuk, he was right in the stands.
Yep,
watching his
he
son.
was.
So pretty cool stuff. Well, let's take a look at what's coming next for the Coyotes. We know there's that 8:30
buddy
game on.
Look, there's an 8 o'clock coming.
Yes,
8:30
8:30 on Thursday. Colorado on Saturday. Then they come home.
They bookend the Christmas holiday.
It's the Christmas break, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then they do play a home game at least.
Yeah, but it's Colorado. It's Colorado to start and to end Christmas break.
Woohoo.
Bookend the 23rd and 27th against the Avs.
Well, hopefully they win one of those.
I think there's points. Throw
They're good against Colorado in the regular season.
They are.
Colorado lost to Chicago tonight.
Take that, DNVR.
Colorado lost to Chicago.
Oh, that's too bad. Who wins the All-City Cup this year?
I don't know. We might have to go back.
Philly's got the nod over the Yotes right now.
Yeah, we might have to go back and look. And then a game against Anaheim, who, as we know, are the
nemesis,
the bitter rivals of the Coyotes.
Yeah, that could be something. And it's at 8 o'clock too, so we got 2 late nights.
Woo!
To finish off the month of December and the year.
Wow!
Holy cow! It's the end of 2023. Huh? Like it used to be a big deal because you used to have to write checks, and you'd have to write 2024. People don't write checks
or when
anymore.
You're in grade school, you write dates on your homework and tests and stuff.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't remember.
You're like, that was way too long
I don't
ago
remember
for
that.
Petey.
I don't remember doing that, but I'm sure I did. But the check thing, I still.
The people are excited for PHNX After Dark.
Yeah, I am too, because I think that the last few times that we've gone on that late, it gets out of control. I'm hopeful that it does again.
I'm sure Craig will drive us down.
Yeah, it's Craig. It's Craig.
It is Craig.
It is Craig. When he gets that little loopiness to him, and maybe we can get him a glass of wine or something,
or a wink,
buddy, get him a wink. Yeah, he'll be. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm ready
for real. And by the way, the last time we did a PHNX After Dark, not the last time, but one of the times, that's when the Jakob Chychrun Liver King vampire thing all started. So great ideas stem from these.
What about people that are on the East Coast? What are they gonna do?
They can listen on audio
the next day. Okay,
but feel free to stay up. We appreciate you.
Wild Lee is talking about
a pajama party. Not down.
Might not be wrong.
Not down.
but might not be wrong. I'd like to see the Qantas.
Oh my God.
Pajamas.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I've been wearing my Qantas pajamas.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Did you get 2 pairs?
I got 2 pairs. I got one on the way and one on the way back. I have to say, I mean, wow, these pajamas are elite, and I have never been more comfortable sleeping. So I'm just so glad the weather's cold enough that I could break them out.
Because they're long sleeve.
They're long sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so
thin.
cozy.
Thin long sleeve.
Wouldn't it be funny if Craig and I both wore our Qantas pajamas and then you...
I had none.
It'd be so funny.
It wouldn't be funny.
Oh my goodness.
What else we got?
Let's take a look at the punch card because how are we doing? 3 wins in a row. We could get a Connect 4 with another win.
Wow.
A down Connect 4 and an across Connect 4. We can get 2 Connect 4s. So hell yeah.
Yeah. It's
Love to see all those green checks kind of smushed in there.
Yep.
Again, the punch card is presented by Arizona Lottery. Don't forget to get out and buy your holiday scratchers. And it does look more and more like a lottery ticket every single day.
Yes,
and
does.
With the checks, it's like scratching a winning lottery ticket.
Love it.
And behind it is a green check mark, and it brings joy.
It brings joy.
So
thanks. Thanks to Arizona Lottery for helping sponsor that. But Bill, I'm with Bill on this one.
That was my kind of magic with kilt lifting.
Yeah. I'm kind of a kilt lifter guy
How did
too.
the magician make beer out of thin air?
I don't know. I wish I could make beer out of thin air. I could use one right now, Bill. But I can't.
I saw Espo was drinking 4 Peaks earlier.
Yeah, they're in one.
They needed one.
They are in one.
I'm gonna check the score again. Ooh, they lost by 5.
And just we were talking about the upcoming schedule. The Thursday night game against the San Jose Sharks at 8:30 is the Arizona Coyotes' first appearance on national television this season.
Yeah, I don't know who chose that.
Yeah.
No
because
offense.
because when I know these national outlets look at these things, they look at the games they're going to pull in the highest ratings, and they figured Arizona at San Jose at 8:30 at night. Who
That's
isn't
the
going to
one.
dial into that one?
That's the one. And you know what?
10:30 East
They
Coast
looked
start?
at the Coyotes play this season and they said they deserve a second national game.
They just
So
added another one.
Coyotes Columbus
Added it today.
Electric.
And they said, who should they go against?
Not Anaheim.
No.
Who do they have? Not Toronto.
No. The Rangers, Penguins, but
No. The Stars. No. The Avs. Psh.
Ew. Let's see them play the
No shade.
Columbus,
No shade to the Blue Jackets. But
Columbus Blue Jackets. That's another nationally televised tilt. Arizona,
just
Columbus.
wild. Just wild.
Watch the ratings. You're through the roof. You heard it here first.
Fantilli versus Cooley, though. That's
Fantilli,
fun. By the
Cooley.
way, if you didn't catch Adam Fantilli on the What Chaos
What Chaos.
show,
Great.
we got one of these.
We got one of these?
And
yeah, because his name.
Adamo
his real name.
Adamo Fantilli.
His name is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it couldn't be more Italian. He needs to be part of the Michelli line. And Carconi.
And Carconi and Michelli.
There are so many Italians.
And perhaps the magician.
Hey, we're not sure where
We're
he's
not
from.
sure.
His accent kind of goes in and out a little bit. We're not so sure.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. All right. Well, I reached out to our betting expert Shane Diefenbach for
He is the expert.
BetMGM
The
parlay
locksmith.
pick, and this one is called. I like how he and Sean name them. Like I like having a themed parlay.
What's this theme?
The all the points parlay
Okay.
across 3 leagues.
Let's
So
hear it.
here's what we got. Charlotte Hornets at Indiana Pacers. That is, speaking of random games,
Yeah. Don't even know those teams.
over
exist.
249 points.
Okay.
Baylor at Duke,
Heard of them.
over 154.5 points.
Okay.
And then Red Wings at Jets, over 6.5 goals. All of those parlayed together, plus 595 over at BetMGM.
Sure. I'm in.
I mean,
I trust them.
I trust
the
him.
locksmith.
I trust
I
him.
do.
So if you want to tail that over at BetMGM, you can do so. Honestly, at this point, bet on the Coyotes to win at home.
Sure.
Bet on their goaltenders. They've been hot.
Yes.
There's just a lot of ways you can win money over at BetMGM. And right now, when you sign up and use the bonus code PHNX,
Ooh, Joel.
place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets up to $1,500 will be available once your initial wager is settled. You can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
If you're looking for, sometimes that week between Christmas and New Year's, it's like that no man's land week, and you're looking for an activity, check out Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Take a staycation, stay at one of their resorts, check out the casino, check out the restaurants there, especially the Wild Horse Pass. Phenomenal. If you've never been, I highly recommend going. State of the art, amazing. They have the sports book there as well.
Love it there.
Great place
Yep.
to watch NFL on Sundays. So you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details. Petey, anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, there is one more thought. I want to keep putting it out into the universe because I feel that's how things happen. We talked
Just
earlier.
like the old country road. That's
Exactly.
Putting that out there.
The Coyotes in 6 of their last 7 games failed to score on the power play. 6 out of their last 7 games failed to score on the power play. Who has the most goals on the Arizona Coyotes team right now?
Michael Carconi.
Michael Carconi does not play on either power play unit. I am going to petition to get Michael Carconi some power play time. You want to have your team's leading scorer on one of the 2 power plays. And I've got a spot for him. I want him on power play 2, the second power play. I want him on the left circle, or excuse me, the right circle.
Where Zucker's been standing.
Where Zucker's standing. Zucker and Jason Zucker's, Jason Zucker's a great player. He's been good for this team. He's bringing all that veteran leadership, but he had shots today from that spot on the circle and power play, and it literally hit the crest every single time. Every time hit right on the Senators' head. So I would like to see Michael Carcone get the opportunity to take that one-timer from that side because Michael Carcone has a really good shot and he leads the team in goals. So let's wish it into existence. Let's get Michael Carcone on the power play.
And his shooting percentage is still out of this world.
Elite.
So
let's get him out there.
Let's do it. By the way, you can't see, but Danielle is wearing the new Arizona versus everybody.
Because you got yours too.
Sweater, yes. And I was talking to Ray at the game, got hers.
Really?
I'm probably gonna wear mine Thursday because it's really soft and cozy for that late night. If I have mine by
Thursday, I'll wear it.
I'm gonna wear it.
Danielle walked in today. I was so
What are your
mad.
thoughts?
This is the most comfortable sweater I've ever had.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
and I'm hesitant to bring that up because I brought it. Petey asked me when I walked in about it, and he was mad, and I felt bad for bragging about it because
I use profanity.
I love it.
I actually did use profanity, and I directed it at Danielle, which really wasn't fair. It's not her fault that hers got me. But I think she knows now that that's
just you.
That's who I am.
If you want to get yours,
it's unbelievable. I love it, and it's Arizona versus everyone.
Like, can you relate to something more as a Coyotes fan?
Arizona versus everyone. That's like the motto for this franchise for 25 years.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait till mine gets here.
Yep. So you can buy yours. PHNXlocker.com makes a great holiday gift.
Hers too.
Yes. Makes a great holiday gift. You might need to reach out.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Like they should. Petey, let's get Petey's out first. We got the merch guy.
Mitchell, if you're watching.
Mitchell.
Oh my gosh. Get yours.
Yes.
PHNXlocker.com. Great
unreal.
gift. You can also buy gift cards to PHNXlocker.com. Another great gift. An additional great gift, a diehard membership.
Let's
either for yourself or the sports fan in your life. You get 20% off merch, 20% off events, a free shirt or hat when you sign up, access to diehard only content, not only on the website, but our Discord, Petey's Puck Talks, breaking news first. So many great reasons to become a diehard or give somebody the gift of becoming a diehard. Petey is going to lose his shit.
Charles has it.
Lucas is
in Oregon. Like, buddy, what the actual F?
We're clipping this and sending it in an email.
Mitchell, where's my sweatshirt?
To merch at gophnx.com.
Everybody in the Discord has their shirt, but I think they do it on purpose.
Maybe they accidentally send it to the magician because he kind of looks like you.
He does.
I know
There's some similarities.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Oh boy. All right. Well, what a freaking night.
I'm ready for late night. I might start sleeping.
Like doing sleep training.
Yeah.
For that.
Like like we like teams use sleep scientists and sleep studies. We should probably get that in preparation for the game on Thursday.
Aiden has it in Canada.
Bullshit. Aiden, if you really have it in Canada, that might be it. I might put in my 2-week notice. How can it get to Canada before it gets to me? Like, seriously, I work here. Like, just walk down the hall and give it to me. Mitchell.
Oh, blatantly didn't get his. So
okay.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for us tonight. What a night. Coyotes come back from being down 3-0 to win 4-3 against the Ottawa Senators. And no more coaches bump. Jakob Chychrun's homecoming spoiled. All of the above, and the Coyotes roll on into their last 2 games before the holiday break on the road. We are off tomorrow. We'll be live. PHNX After Dark coming to you Thursday night. PHNX Sports YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. And if it's a little too late for you, that's okay. You can watch it the next day, or you can always subscribe on audio wherever you get your podcasts. And when you do that, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on there as well. Rating and reviewing really, really helps us a lot. And we want to reach more people and reach more Coyotes fans. So we appreciate you sharing that as well. You can follow us on Twitter. He's at S. Peters Hockey. I'm at Leah Merrill. Craig's at Craig S. Morgan. Danielle's at Abrica Danielle. And you can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, everybody. And we will see you all on Thursday.
We all silly like the mayor.